Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another, I was about to say stream because I'm just not used to this pre-recorded live. But welcome to another video, you get me? Welcome to another pre-record where we're here to do a preview for Liverpool-Chelsea, ladies and gentlemen. And listen, when you want to do a Liverpool-Chelsea preview, you don't just get anyone. You get me? I ain't out here messaging Ziad, hold that Ziad. You get me? I'm messaging the top echelon of the Chelsea supporters. The man, the myth, the legend, the icon of YouTube, and someone that I consider a brother. He knows this, and someone that I come to for advice always. Big up to you, man like Matisse. How you doing, brother, first of all?
Very, very well, brother. Pleasure. It's they'll never know, but they don't know what time we're recording this at. It's a late one. It's a real late one. This graph from Husam, you know, the amount of shows he's doing, the amount of content he's releasing, man, and he still somehow managed to find the energy to get another coffee and go again. So fair play, man. It's mad.
We go again. You know, I might not be the Messi of streamers, but I'll be the Soboslai of streamers. No problem.
That's crazy, man. That press, that Gingham press is strong, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm getting pressing. You want to know what's inside this? Black coffee, no cream, no milk, no sugar.
You're tapped, bro. What is that conjunction, bro? What is that kerfuffle that you're drinking, bro? That's not even a drink.
Just straight up black coffee. No, nothing, no additives, nothing to it. Just
does that taste nice to you?
It tastes bitter as hell, which I like.
Okay, you're enjoying that drink, yeah?
Yeah, I am enjoying that drink. I drink like a mug of this every day.
Okay, no problem. As long as you're happy, as long as you're not forcing yourself, that's fine.
No, I'm not. No. Delicious. You got to be big up the coffee drinkers. Anyway, before we get started, big up to everyone who's watching this right now. Make sure you guys are please hitting the like button, subscribing to the channel. Matisse's link will be in the title as well. In case you live under a rock and don't know who Matisse is, someone last time was like, "Who's this guy?" Matisse, my brother. So the link is in the title. So go give him a subscribe, Habibis, and let's just get this party started. Look, obviously we have to look at the Liverpool side of things. We have to look at the Chelsea side of things. I think it's fair because you come into my territory, even though I'm coming to your territory Saturday, but you come to my territory right now. It's fair to start with Liverpool Football Club. And I see this guy on all the platform. He goes on, let's talk about Verts. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about that. You fraud. But anyway, talk to me about Liverpool Football Club. How have you assessed my club so far this season?
I think the performances have left a lot to be desired for sure. But at the same time, I've always kind of looked at it as the perspective of, and mainly because obviously I don't want Arsenal to win this, and we're clearly out of it. We're never in it for a lot of people. I expect Liverpool to get better. I don't expect them to continue to be playing the way they've been playing. They're obviously bringing in a lot of new players. There's a lot of pressure on some big names and big price tags, but I don't expect Liverpool to play like this for the rest of the season. So if you've got results under your belt, which you did up until Palace away, that can only really be considered as a good thing, considering you can only really get better. And I said the same thing last season as well. A lot of people were saying, oh, Liverpool, they haven't played this person yet. I'm like, there doesn't have to be a title race. If none of you are willing to challenge, and this is obviously a different scenario and situation with Arsenal this season, a lot more depth. I'm sure they'll make a much better fight of it this year than last year. But this narrative or this notion that Liverpool just that it's not sustainable. Yeah, of course it's not. I don't think Slot's sitting in the training ground thinking, this is good football we're playing. We're going to keep doing this. He's going to tweak it. He's going to make changes. They're going to change up. They're going to get better. They're going to get more in sync. They're going to find the balance. But at the moment, you aren't balanced. And that's the situation. Like, if you guys had signed Mark Gurhey or got a centre-back at the end of the window, I think this is... Obviously, Verts and how you find a role for him and where he fits, left wing, 10, whatever, that's still a question. But that centre-back situation with Konate is, and his situation with Real Madrid and where he goes, that's not you don't want a second year in a row someone in the clouds like Trent. So that's the weakness. And because you didn't rectify it, you've given everybody else a bit of hope. So yeah, that's what it is right now. Your defense and your balance.
You know, when we first started speaking, obviously I don't want to talk about Chelsea yet, but when we first started speaking, you had yourself as part of the conversation. Now I know from like watching the stuff that you said that you don't think you're part of the conversation now. Do you believe that Liverpool are favorites to win the league? And is it a Liverpool must or Arsenal must? Because I know you saw like Salah's comments about how the team have been together for 5 years, Arsenal that is, and how they've been playing with each other for a long time. Well, how do you look at these things from a Liverpool perspective? And actually, why do you think it's sustainable as well?
I think you both must. There's no doubt. Now, I think Arsenal must a little bit more if we're to really decide and give a definitive answer, because Arsenal are second 3 years in a row managers so deep into the project. The consequences of him not winning the league is far greater than if you don't win it. If you don't win it, you get clowned. Absolutely, you get clowned. You get trolled. Isak, Verts, Ekatike, money spent, improve the team to a degree. Obviously, Trent for Frimpong, I think, is a downgrade, but it is what it is. And you didn't win it, and you're the holders, and then you don't go back to back again, which is what obviously a lot of Liverpool fans are looking for, is that back to back. So you'll get clowned and trolled, but Slot won't be sacked. The project won't be over. If anything, it's just kind of starting now, because there was no transfers last summer. So you're bringing, you spent all the money now, and this is the kind of beginning of a new era. And then when Salah, has to maybe move to, I don't know, MLS, or he goes to Saudi, or he just retires, Van Dijk, there'll be more, key players that come in, and then that's the next stage for Edwards and Hughes. But Arsenal, there's no excuse. There's no excuse for either of you, to be honest, but there's no excuse for Arsenal as well, because they've got so much depth. Like, the amount of depth they've got is insane. And it wasn't really a clear picture before Eze for me, because I felt like maybe over-relying on Odegaard again. The left wing's still underwhelmed with Martinelli and Trossard. But now that they've got Eze, and they didn't even sell Trossard or Martinelli, they just said, you know what? We're going to have Havertz, Jesus, if he gets fit again, and Gyökeres, 3 guys for 1 position. We're going to have Trossard, Eze, and Martinelli, 3 guys for 1 position. We're going to have Wanjeri, Dalman's breaking through, and Saka, 3 guys for 1 position. I could keep going and going and going. It is absolutely disgusting, the amount of depth that there is there, and that defense as well. So they have to do it. Your football currently isn't sustainable, but no one.
That was the part that I was thinking. Like, I don't think our football is sustainable. It has to be fixed, definitely.
But it will be. I'm sure it will be.
I'm sure. Did you watch the? Oh, you couldn't have watched the Palace game because it was Brighton, but you watched the highlights, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I saw the highlights. Yeah. But
bro, you know, it could have been 5-0 down in 1 half.
I heard. Yeah.
Like, literally 1 half. Like, forget the Chiesa equalizer, all that. It could have been 5-0 in 45 minutes of football. It could have been 5-0 immediately.
Yeah, and that's mad.
It is.
And the way you put your midfield together last year, and the way you kind of have to change it now with Verts going in at 10. I've always felt, and I think I said it when you signed Verts, or you signed someone in the window and did transfer video for one of your players. McAllister has to see a lot less minutes this year. I'm sorry. It was always going to have to be him. So Bosley, you can't get rid of that running power, that box to box, that kind of interception, tackling, physicality, especially when Frimpong's not a great defender. He's a wing back, same situation as Trent, different profile, same defensive problem. And Gravenberch is Gravenberch. You're not dropping your 6. So it was always going to be McAllister had to get less minutes because Verts is going central. And I do think 10 is his best position. Obviously, he hasn't really started very well, but I don't think left wing is where you long term are looking at him to go. So, and obviously Ekatike's got a vie for minutes there with Gakpo anyway, because Isak's here. So it's the balance is the big thing. But it's fun to watch as a rival, to just see how you guys work it out, because there was always going to have to be some sort of balance struck, and there was always going to be some sort of complication. So, but over 38 games, I still got you as favourites, man.
It's funny because I just came off a stream where we were kind of like tactically breaking down Liverpool, and all 3 of us agreed. We brought up like the tactics spreadsheets and everything. Like, go check it out after this video. It was actually a very unbelievable stream. Like, there was no shouting, no banter, nothing. We gave like actual tactical breakdown of why Liverpool like lost to Galatasaray, lost to Palace. We explained it. And I think that there is a lack of balance and a lack of cohesion. I think it's very easy. And of course, we're not doing this on the preview because it's just like, it's not a fruitful conversation. It's very easy to go like, oh, where has Verts been? Where has Isak been? Blah, blah, blah. This is all just basic stuff. Everyone does it, and it's fine. I enjoy doing it to others as well. So I'm not like innocent. But at the same time, look, the reason why Liverpool haven't won the games is not just Isak. It's not just Verts. It's not just one player. It's a systematic and a structural issue. On my match reaction, when I went crazy, I was like, 1 pass is all it takes. We remixed Dua Lipa. Why? because it's the truth. One pass was all it took, whether it be against Galatasaray or against Crystal Palace. One pass in behind, boom, chance. Like all it took against Crystal Palace, Mateta layoff, Ismail Assar, 1-on-1. He get me. Galatasaray, same thing. All it took was Osimhen layoff, Baris Yilmaz, and it's a 1-on-1 opportunity. I think that was the biggest issue for us. The fact that we were getting counterattacked so easily, but it's not the individual defenders, even though Konate did get ragdolled by Mateta, but it's not the individual defenders, it's more systematic and structural. Because if I were to describe us in the last 2 games, as sad as this sounds, in the last 2 games, we're playing like Eric Ten Hag Man United year 2, where it's just like a donut hole in midfield. There's so much space for others to operate. And I think this will be a problem. And here's where Matisse is completely right about Slot. In terms of, he has earned the trust of the Liverpool fans to be able to be given this opportunity to turn it around. And guess what? I believe he will turn it around and he will find the style. The one thing I completely disagree with Matisse on is the McAllister point, because there's something that we brought up. He's our only real good progressive passer in midfield, alongside Curtis Jones. Like Curtis Jones is like McAllister light, basically. So one of those two, in my opinion, and this will lead us perfectly to the Chelsea part of this conversation, which is one of them has to play this Saturday, because it's important to have someone who plays those passes, like those breaking the line passes, those passes in behind. I know you watch Liverpool Arsenal. The Wirtz half volley was a pass from McAllister. Am I sure and Gravenberg make that pass in that position? To be honest, probably not. Szoboszlai might try to like take an extra touch, shoot, blah, 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 and then eventually pass back. Gravenberg the same. So I think McAllister gives us that something different. And speaking of something different, Chelsea Football Club, Habibi. Last time we spoke, title race, I don't know.
That segue was sharp. I was actually enjoying your Liverpool segment, and you just sharply took it over here. I don't like that. I was
chat. Oh, they're getting involved as well.
Oh my God.
Guess what? God. Now you need him FC. So talk to me, brother. Exactly.
Bro, it's so funny because I legitly got spun the first 2 times I did that. Like I did it against Bournemouth, I did it against Newcastle. Both times I got slapped in my jaw, bro. Like slapped in my jaw. Chiesa and then Rio. I'm like, yo, what is going on?
What is Chiesa gonna do?
That's what I'm saying. And I'm like, this is the first game of the season. It's going to be a long season. And at that point, I am going up against you because I'm trying to win the league. I know we're not favorites. I know we're not second favorites. I know we're not going to, but I'm trying to be involved, and I'm trying to push the team to try and do it. Yeah, exactly. Because why not? You know what I mean? It's the start of the season. We have plenty of time for reality and depression in the Christmas period. Bro, with Liverpool and Chelsea, there's been a lot of draws at Stamford Bridge recently, and obviously the win last year, but I put an asterisk next to it because you guys weren't really sober. You were champions, so it is what it is. When I go man for man, and back to your point on McAllister, I would, for this game, I wouldn't be shocked if you played McAllister. I'd probably bench Wirtz, to be honest, and go with the normal 3 that you went with last season just to get that balance back. The wider point is obviously McAllister probably gets less minutes, and maybe Wirtz plays as a 10, but he does drop and progresses the ball as well, and maybe there's more freedom there and stuff like that. We use Palmer like that. When I look at a lot of the matchups 1v1, I favour us, or I'm at least confident. Like, I'm confident in James versus Gakpo, if that's the matchup, because Ekitike is injured. I'm confident in Kukurea versus Salah, who's not really playing that well, and Kukurea is just in the form of his life. I'm confident with
last words. Be careful with the
king. I know. The king.
That's the one guy you got to be careful with. Just
absolutely, of course, because the king always wants to be crowning himself at Stamford Bridge and scoring goals against Chelsea. But in the way he's playing and the way Kukurea is playing, I have to at least back my guy. Caicedo, if it is
no, wait, you skipped a position.
No, I'm going to get back. So these are the players I'm confident in. I'll tell you which one I'm not in a minute. Yeah, don't worry about that. This is not a landslide at all.
Because I was like, Badashile Achimpong against Isak, bro. Put the fries in the bag.
Exactly.
Just saying.
The goalkeeper passing it to your players and bozo moments and all that.
Isak ready for the Sanchez assist. We're there.
Red cards, suspensions, all that stuff is, we love that as well. I've actually got a red card here. Hold on, let me just.
Battle of the North days. Let's go.
Yeah. Still here as memorabilia for the show. So
remember when you sent me off for no reason a lot of times?
I had to send you and Flawless off all the time, man. You man were nuts.
That's a lie. I was so innocent.
So innocent. Yeah, of course you was. So yeah, Caicedo versus Verts, if that's the case. And your fullbacks, like if Neto and Garnacho, even though I have my problems with Garnacho, Frimpong is not a
Perfect
great
game for
defender.
Garnacho. I agree with you.
Yeah, he's not a great defender, and Kirkez has been good and sometimes down. So then maybe, if Esteval starts, there's something there. And Konate versus João Pedro, if João Pedro can pin himself to him, Konate, I've been very, very almost shocked with him this season how poor he's been at times. He's had some real stinkers, and on
I
the
actually
ball,
think he can handle someone like Joao Pedro. I think
maybe.
Konate would have struggled against the lap more.
I thought the opposite because, I thought João Pedro dropping into half spaces, dribbling, carrying, and kind of making Konate more uncomfortable might be the thing. And Delap is more brute force, and then it's just strength and Konate just bully him. But if we can try and press Konate,
I thought the opposite as well, but then I watched Osimhen and Mateta, and I realized, okay, this guy struggles against the Brock Lesnar's more than anything
fair,
else. To be honest with
fair.
you.
And then, so those are the places I'm confident in. But then Isak versus my defenders, Van Dijk on set pieces versus everyone, Konate on set pieces versus everyone. I'm not confident in Gravenberch versus what Brunonante in 10. Who's playing 10? Yeah,
You're the
so
Chelsea fan. I don't know.
I don't know either. Because
Great.
yeah, so it's not Palmer.
No, but it's Liverpool against Chelsea, so you know what this means. Someone would like to spawn for this 90 minutes.
Lavia,
Romeo
yeah.
Lavia.
Romeo Lavia. And it
Romeo
might be a Lavia, Caicedo, Enzo midfield, which is probably what I'd end up going with because Santos is injured as well. So, yeah, I'm actually now more afraid of us than you because right now you're not in sync, but we're also not in sync. And we are really capable of imploding and just doing stupid things. Getting sent off when it's just easier to concede and just carry on the game and try and win and get the winning goal. The manager, mad substitutions, mad decision making. So yeah.
Away at Old Trafford was the first time I looked at Maresca different, and that's something that I want to ask you about now as well. The whole managerial situation. Big up to everyone who's watching us right now. If you made it all the way this far, we appreciate you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe, and continue to enjoy this video. My thing is the following. Look, I haven't blamed Maresca, and I've been very pro Maresca actually, just like I was pro Pochettino, and you will vouch for me on this. I've always been someone who said the problem is all the people upstairs. I don't personally think Enzo Maresca went to Bluco, Todd Bowley, whoever, Iqbali, and said can you get me Garnacho and Gittins, please? I doubt that's the conversation that he had, even though I'm not on the Chelsea board and I don't know, but I'm just using logical deduction and reasoning. You get what I'm saying?
Why would a manager do that? Why would you do that? Why would you, if you need a knife and fork to eat your food, if someone gives you a spoon and you got chicken to cut, why would you smile about that? Why would you ask?
If you offered Maresca in May, let's say, who's the Atalanta left winger? Lookman. If you offered him let's say Lookman, Ekitike, and Maignan, I think he would have taken that.
Of course he would have, and they would have
over the current one that you have,
and they would have briefed it. And this is the thing: when you have a head coach, and that's his clear role, and that's exactly what it is. And they're looking for collaboration and someone that's going to agree with their policies and whatnot. Obviously, he's clapping back in a few moments and saying, "Hey ho, Liverpool are doing this. What about us? I wanted to keep. I want a centre back. If they get it for me, let's see." He is snapping a little bit, and that's what happens when you're a winner. When you taste success, even if it is in the form of a Conference League and a Club World Cup, you start to get that addiction to winning. And what that means is the stakes and the emotions get higher, which means your demands start to increase, just like it would with any manager, Mourinho, Conte, Ancelotti, Tuchel, all of these great managers in the past, Klopp, Pep. Not to say he's nowhere near any of those guys, but just because you win something means that your appetite and your demand goes up. And then when the board don't match that, that's a problem. So I would never expect any manager to be here to win, to get a taste for it, to have a few key spine players, maybe Caicedo, maybe Colwell, who started to talk a lot more and be vocal, James, Cucurella, Palmer, João Pedro, Enzo, and then those guys also want to win, and then you surround them with players that don't want to win. Of course, there's going to be a problem, and that's the problem. You're right. Upstairs, they have to look at themselves in terms of recruitment. They know this manager is.
So I assume you are more defensive, with Maresca than even a Poch and etc. You're fully pro Maresca because he's shown you he can do it.
I criticize Maresca when he needs to be. I criticize in isolation, but I don't take it to the point of sack him because he's in a bad period. He needs to fix up, but that doesn't mean sack him. He won 2 trophies. When he beat Enrique, slapped him in a final, no one was talking about Maresca's job. So that shouldn't change a few months later. What is the constant is the directors continuously signing players that are not ready or cut for Chelsea Football Club. And I said it in your chat when you were speaking with Mo. The way that window ended was poor. I think it started fine with Delap and João Pedro. Gittins, first red flag. But do you bring in a Semenyo, you know, even someone like that on top of a Gittins to justify to say, right, there's a young one, there's a one that's ready to enter his prime. So at least we can bargain, we can negotiate. No, here's Garnacho, slap in your face. So for me, you know, that end to the window wasn't good enough, and it's not acceptable. And a lot of people, you know, obviously, I think everybody kind of gives the window like a 5 out of 10 to a 6 out of 10, depending on how confident or how much you want to back the recruitment. But at the end of the day, those numbers that we've just said are not good enough. We should be aiming for 8s and 9s, which is what you did. And if we did, we'd be in a title race. I have no doubt if we had got Ekatike to play with Pedro in the 10 and Palmer on the right, we would be in a title race. If we got a goalkeeper to compete with Sanchez instead of Jorgensen, who literally punched Fofana in the face against Lincoln, we would be in a title race. If we sold a centre-back, now, that was really difficult to do. So I'm not actually angry about the centre-back situation. I think they're playing a lot worse than they actually are. So there's a bit of a skew there, but then none of them are world-class. So you could definitely make an argument for that. But the left-wing situation is a disgrace. £95 million of left-wing talent. Manager doesn't trust a single one of them.
Gittins, Garnacho, they didn't even come on against Brighton.
It's a joke, bro. It's a madness. So
I actually think this is the perfect game for Garnacho. So we'll see what happens this Saturday. Look, a final segment of this pre-record, and this should take us like maximum, I would say, like 2 minutes to accomplish, because I don't think it's going to be that long to kind of have this conversation. I just wanted to just do combined 11 and prediction. This one won't have any arguments. I think 90% is straightforward, and then I'll just get predictions, and then we'll wrap it up. So
is it based on who's fit for this game?
I mean, of course, yeah, because I'm not. Like, you get me. We're not even gonna do anything edgy, in my opinion. I think we agree, to be honest, for most of it. I think we will be. I think for most of it, we'll be in agreement. Sorry, I misclicked it there. So, in goal, who would you go for?
I don't like Sanchez. So, I've not seen Mamamedashvili, but that actually makes it more likely that I'll pick him because I haven't seen him. Because I've seen Sanchez. So. Bro,
I love Batiste. I swear, I love this.
I want a goalkeeper so bad, bro. It's not even funny, bro.
I know. That's why you were pissed off during like the whole Maignan era.
Yeah. I was in South Africa, literally screaming into the camera with a kitten in my hand, bro. I was fuming.
Yeah. I know you were as well. Right back. Frimpong has had some good games. Bradley's had some good games, but I have to be honest, it's Reece James.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here we go. See, I told you this won't take long.
We're behaving today. You know what I mean? We're not.
See, there's nothing shameless. Left back, it has to be Milos Kerkez, team of the season. I'm just joking.
He's joking, guys. Don't get angry in the chat.
Cucurella, relax. See, Cuckoo is even ready in the search history. Now, this is where this gets interesting. Do you have any center back you could even recommend to this?
Badiashile, that's it. But Van Dijk has to go in, and then it's just Konate. And Konate, he's in bad form. Badiashile's barely played any football, so I can't really even say anything about his form. And I'm not putting in Achampong and Hato over Konate because that's just ludicrous. So Konate.
As bad as Konate has been, I can't think of a Chelsea centre back better than him in this moment in time.
They're all injured.
Yeah, I know. No, I'm saying at this moment in time, because if Colwell was fit, it might have been a conversation. Right now, it ain't a conversation.
If Colwell was fit, I'd fight for Colwell, but I can't fight for anyone else at the moment. Chalobah has been awful this season, and so is Tosin as well.
Double pivot, most obvious part of the team, you would say?
Yeah, Caicedo and Gravenberch, easy.
Would you say 1 and 2 of the league right now, or once we?
Yeah. We don't have to include Rice. Don't worry. We can move on.
No, it's not about Rice. I meant Rodri.
Oh, Rodri. Well, Rodri, he's come back from a big injury, isn't he? Let's see the level he gets back to. But obviously, Rodri is Rodri, so Ballon d'Or winner and whatnot. Got to respect Rodri.
In the 10, Palmer's not fit.
No,
it's basically Bonanotte against Wirtz.
Fucking hell.
As much as people want to mock Wirtz, I'll be honest, it's not even mad to put him ahead of Bonanotte.
No, you have to put him ahead of Bonanotte because I don't rate Bonanotte over Wirtz. I'm not gonna.
If Palmer was fit, he'd be 10.
Exactly. The only other person I could say is Esteval if you want to put him in, but he's not.
Some shame.
Yeah, he's not done anything mad, so I can't even go crazy with that one. The Verts should
Right
not
wing
be there,
easy.
though.
We agree.
Yeah, Salah goes in there. What have we got? Neto. We're going best
Left wing.
players, not even form. We're going best players, aren't we?
Yes.
Oh,
Left wing.
brother. Ugh.
May I
Ekitike-
suggest something
Ekitike
that I think
suspended.
even you will like?
You're gonna go Rio, aren't you?
No, I will suggest something honest because you said we're behaving, so I'm gonna behave. Why don't we put Joao Pedro left wing and one of my strikers up top? Because it's better than all the trash that we have.
No. We have to take Verts out and put Joao Pedro in the 10. Joao Pedro has actually played 10 a few times and he scored and assisted. That's got to change.
Okay, that's calm, Habib. But then who plays left wing? You want Gakpo on this team?
Joao Pedro can't play left because he's not played left this season. We have to take Verts out. Verts has been too poor. Yeah, that's got to change.
Okay, so who goes left wing once again? You haven't answered the question.
Neto.
Oh, have some shame. I was being honest.
No. I'm not being shameless. I'm not being shameless. Neto has been better than Gakpo this season, hasn't he? Let's be honest. And Ekitike suspended. If Ekitike was available, I'd play Ekitike.
Says who Pedro Neto has been better. Let me check.
No, Joao Pedro. Oh,
Brother, Pedro Neto has 1 goal in the Premier League, bro. Why are you so shameful sometimes?
Wait, so
Why?
what's Gakpo got?
Okay, at least this is my suggestion, right? My suggestion would be this.
We can't do
that
this.
way you can at least get your best forward in there.
Nope.
Okay.
We can't
and
do
then
this.
I'd put one of my strikers.
This is shoehorn Verts. We need balance in the team.
Or actually, I have such an elite idea.
shoehorn.
This is where, watch this, yeah. This is where you will say, Husam, you are a legend. Watch this, yeah. Joao Pedro up top.
Oh,
and
it's
over here. Nope. I have to go based off form as well.
No, Ekitike, he's is he gonna play?
Oh yeah, he ain't fit. Yeah, just put
wait, no, he's a doubt, isn't he? He could play.
Oh yeah, he could play actually. Yeah, because he was still selected for the French team.
Joao Pedro 10, Isak up front. That's the team. Perfect. Joao Pedro in the 10, trust me. Much better defensively than Verts. Strong, Premier League proven. Perfect. We got to get Verts out.
So you want us to put Joao Pedro in the 10 and then you want us to put Isak up top?
That is an elite.
Of course, Isak is unbelievable, 100%, but he's just not in form. That's why I went with Ekitike. Get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you, but Isak's Isak. He's
Isak.
proven himself in this league. Salah's not in
form. You don't know what was the funniest part of the whole team for me? And I'm glad we did it quickly, like I suggested. You know what's the funniest part? You said, I don't know Mamardashvili, but I still put him ahead of Sanchez. That for me is the best part of this whole watch.
If he drops a mad stinker, do you know what? No, do you know what? Let's go back. We have to put Sanchez in goal. I'll be real.
I'll be honest with you. I'm not opening a new tab again. I'm just
open it, bro. Open it, bro.
Okay, but why do we have to put Sanchez ahead of Mamardashvili?
Because let's be respectful. Form wise, even though he got red carded, Mamardashvili hasn't even played. He hasn't even played.
He has. He played against Southampton. Was very good. He played in the Champions League. Was very good.
Oh, brother.
Listen, okay, Chelsea fans right now still here. I just want you to tell me, would you rather have Mamardashvili or Robert Sanchez? Your own club fans will tell you in the comment section.
I have no problem if they say that, but I'm just saying from an objective standpoint now, because Sanchez has had good game. I'm being a bit bad now. Sanchez has had some very good games this season, to be fair. He saved us a few times. He should be in the team.
Okay, no problem. We'll let the comments decide. Okay. Prediction, my brother, before we click end recording. Your prediction.
My actual prediction is 1-1. Because we're being objective, we're being real on this thing. So that's my actual prediction. Like if that forfeits and stuff, I'd be saying 1-1. Yeah.
Shout out Don Robbie. I'm gonna do the Don Robbie special. 2-1 to Liverpool. That's my prediction. You get me? That's my prediction. I think hopefully we turn it around this weekend because we have to. Anyway, Matisse, it's a pleasure, my brother. Thank you so much for joining me on this video. I appreciate you. Big up to everyone who's watching right now. Hit that like button, subscribe, share the video everywhere, and go subscribe to Matisse's channel as well. Love you all, and I'll see you guys later.